Hey guys, welcome back. So I made it back to the apartment. I did sleep and the day did tick over. We did okay yesterday. We didn't do bad. Um we can take a look here. Looks like fresh foods went down a little bit, as did most everything else other than fresh events, although I'm not sure why there was a loss yesterday on fresh event. Maybe we paid salaries yesterday and they didn't do anything, maybe. Fresh buds made a little less, so everything was kind of down a little bit yesterday. So we didn't do bad, but we didn't do great either. Um and we're still in 17th place. We're still a good 50K behind where the 16th place person is, right? Our event planning right now, weekly income, although we haven't been in business a full week yet, is just under 14 grand. And the florist business, fresh buds, we're not making the money. So I don't know what we're going to do there. Last episode, we had talked about whether or not to buy out a business potentially. We also talked about maybe starting another business. I kind of mentioned I had seen that one of the folks had put in cheap jewelry into their clothing store. And so I think what I want to do is I want to get some cheap jewelry in on the next order. Cheap. No, I can't do that. Let me do this since there is no order right now. I don't know if this is boxes of jewelry. I don't know how many those cases will hold, but we're going to do that for now. We're going to order that. And what I'm going to do is go do that very thing. I'm going to go put some cases of the cheap jewelry in each of our clothing stores, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So I'm going to grab a couple of these. These are the cases that we need to display the cheap jewelry. And I'm going to wheel one right across the street. Perfect. All right, I'm going to wheel the other one to my car, which is down here. And then we can just park that there. And then we'll get the destination set, and I will be back when I'm in front of that store. All right, I am back. Grab this jewelry showcase. There's enough room in this store too, really, which I wasn't sure about. Put that right there. And let's see. So yeah, we have a security camera there. We probably don't need to put another one in here, but since I have them in my car, I'm going to put one there. Move that one a little bit, and then grab another one. It says two, but I guess they're so small. And then we're going to place the other one. We're going to place the other one right there. And then I'm going to put this one back in the car. And I think that's pretty much all we had to do today. We have, this is Tuesday. Yeah. So we might look again at our employees and see about training. So I want to get back, though, to my original parking spot. And then when I'm back there, I will be back. All right. So I'm back. Let's see here. All right. So it looks like our headhunter here did find a couple of part-time security guards for us. And let me see what he has going on here. Oh, you could set the number of candidates or recruit continuously. I think we're going to stop recruiting for now. He has supplied us with enough candidates, I think, that we can hire that one and that one. We'll let that one go. And so we need one at Fresh Foods and one at Fresh Buds. So let's do this. Fresh Foods. Manage the schedule. They're working basically the weekend. As well as on Friday. Oh, Gold Health Insurance. Oh, son of a gun. That's the first person that I've gotten that wanted Gold Health Insurance. So they're fired. Okay, so Fresh Foods. One. So we had 3 days a week, but I don't know if I can give you 4 days a week. So you know what? I think here's what I'm going to do. We're going to do that. And I need to get my headhunter back. Let's do this. Oh, I don't have the skill to. All right. We're going to have him recruit some more part-time security personnel, and we'll have to take a look. I didn't see the Gold Health Plan there, so. And then what we need to do is get this purchasing agent. We got them bringing in some cheap jewelry, and that will be coming up next week. And right now, the order is all jewelry. So apparently there's enough gifts and umbrellas in the warehouse that order is only going to be the jewelry order. That order is pretty small, too, for the produce and, of course, our clothing order. And I was going to stop this order because I wanted to maybe increase that order. So that'll be the last time that one gets delivered automatically for now. Like I said, last episode, we kind of went through and tried to see what was hot and what was not, what was in demand and what wasn't, that kind of thing. And still kind of taking a look at this, I asked for some comments. I am recording this in advance because I'm going to be heading out of town, so I may not necessarily have time to review the comments, if any were made, about where we should go next and what we should do next. So, again, I'm just kind of taking a look here to see what's here. Now, what we could potentially do would be is to purchase a place that sold electronics. The problem with that, though, is we wouldn't be able to refill once we sold everything without putting together a factory. So that's another piece, right? Midtown and then Murray Hill, looking at not much there. Not much there. Yeah, and this is going to be the theater, the movie, the cinema in Hell's Kitchen, and I just don't. I mean, Hell's Kitchen and a theater for rent, a cinema, and that's just. I mean, the initial building we could rent, right? The initial building we could now rent. We have enough money that we could rent this building. The problem is going to be, as I mentioned before, is the blueprint for movie theaters or cinemas are so expensive. I don't even know what size that building was now. I'll have to take a look. I mean, we're looking at $1.6 million, $1.3 million. So $1.5 million. I just. I mean, that's more than double what I currently have. The other thing I think we need to take a look at too that we haven't done before is take a look. We need to potentially take a look at the banks, because what we can do is we can put money in investments in banks, right? And we could potentially get some return if we do that. Um, Now, that said, we end up having to pay taxes on that money too. So that would be something else to keep in mind. Let me know if you guys are interested in seeing that. I'm probably at some point going to do that anyway, but if we're interested in seeing it sooner rather than later, I can certainly take a look at that. All right. Our headhunter hasn't found anything yet, which makes sense. We haven't given him a whole lot of time yet for that other security person. But what about our folks that we need to train potentially? So let's take a look at that. Let's see, Barbara Johnson, who is Fresh Buds Cleaning. Okay, so she's working during the week, so that's not a good one to use. I believe, he's a cleaner and he's already there. Fresh Threads. Beulah worked today. And she works Thursday, so that would not be a good one to do. Cliff Grant. Oh, he's let's see. 100 event planner. Still below the 70%. This one is not. Judy Austin, Fresh Foods. And she's working during the week. So we won't be able to train her necessarily. Let's see, where was she? He was down here, 50%, 49, 42, 72. Mary Lytle, Fresh Foods. She worked today, works tomorrow. Okay, so she's working every day, basically. It was Mary Lytle. Let's see, Mary Matney, part-timer, works tomorrow. So maybe at the end of the day tomorrow, Mary Matney, we could potentially get into some training. She is a cashier, so she is one that we would potentially be looking at. Let's see, he's the purchasing agent. He's almost at 70%. These guys, 60, 25, 74. So Ryan Rosamond, who's wanting full time. Yeah, he's working. He's not working after today. So that was Ryan Rosamond, right? Ryan Rosamond. He is a cashier. And are we closed for the day? I don't think we are, though. We're not closed yet, are we? Fresh Threads? No, we're still open. All right, so he's one that potentially at the end of the day we could send off to training. And it looks like maybe for a couple of days. Let me look at his schedule again. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, so he's not back until Saturday. So we could send him off to training for a couple of days or several days. Security guard 10%. Okay, so we're not going to worry about him because they can get trained by HR. Sarah Cowles, currently with Fresh Foods. Works tomorrow, works Thursday, doesn't work on Friday, but works on Saturday and Sunday. She works just about every day, so we're not going to be able necessarily to send her to training unless we have an extra part-time person potentially to fill in. And I hate to carry an extra part-time person just for fill-in. Let's see, Sean Brown. Well, he's full-time. It works tomorrow, but not Thursday, but he works on Friday, so that's probably not going to work. Headhunter, we're going to leave. The cleaning, Susan Donnelly, also full-time, so they're probably working the rest of the week and the weekend, so that one's no good. We're running out of people that we could train. Let's see, that was Susan Donnelly. They're not at 70%. They're not at 70%. And they're not at 70%. So the only one we can really send, correct me if I'm wrong here, the only one we can really send, Mary Matney. Yeah, she works tomorrow. Then after tomorrow, she's good. So Thursday and Friday, we can send Mary Matney to training, but tomorrow, the only one we're going to be able to send is Ryan Rosamond, but that's going to be after the day is over. So I'm going to skip some time here to allow the store to close. And then once the store closes, I will send him off to training. I'll be back on Wednesday. Okay, we had a decent day. Not a great day, decent day. you can kind of see it looks like, we had some ups and downs. Fresh foods went up. Fresh threads also went up about $500, but fresh threads went down. Fresh events went up a little bit. Fresh buds went up a good amount. So I don't know what happened there, but something happened there where we went up a pretty good amount there. So I did send Ryan Rosamond off for training. So I think at the end of the day today, we can send Mary Matney off for some training, and we'll get that taken care of. We've got our headhunter potentially after 8 o'clock, I guess, probably looking for a part-time security guard. I'm going to waste a little bit of time here to get us through that 8 o'clock hour. Okay. And no, nobody yet. I guess we'll see what happens. Not a whole lot to do today. I think we're pretty good on inventory. We should be. I didn't get any alerts that we didn't have any product to deliver, that we had any problems with any product. Although that looks a little suspect. I don't know what the deal is with that. Take a look at the warehouse. I think we're 6 days until pears are out of stock. 4 days for apples. So these are cutting it a little close. 3, 2, 2, but we'll have stock in the store. So that's the other thing. None of these are being delivered. I don't know how did I have that much stock in the store that they still haven't needed to have any? I find that hard to believe. Well, I guess when you're selling this little bit, I guess maybe. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot to do today. I'm going to waste a good part of Wednesday, and I'll be back toward the end of the business day on Wednesday so that we can get our other person off to training. And get the second day of training, I believe, for Ryan, who's not due back until Saturday, I think, on the schedule. So I will waste some time, and if anything comes up, I will stop and bring you in. Oh. All right. Another okay day yesterday. While I was fast forwarding, I did get our people off to training again today. We got our other security guard candidate, so I hired that one, and the headhunter is no longer on the search for anything. So we got that taken care of. We have, I think we should have orders coming in on Monday, which we're a couple of days away from. The one I have set as not a repeating order because we're going to increase the order on the clothing. So come Monday after the delivery is done. And then the other thing I need to, oh, okay. Yeah, it's already there. All right. And then we're going to be getting jewelry in on Monday as well for the clothing stores. Okay, so we're getting a little closer, but we're still 51K behind. You can kind of see the event planning for the week is okay. It's not as good as the clothing stores, obviously, but it's better than the fruits and vegetable store and the florist by a long shot. It's double the florist now, and the florist has been in business for a while. And if we take a look at fresh events and see what we're getting, pretty close to capacity here. Kind of steps up, right? Food store, we're pretty good there with regards to getting close to capacity. Okay, so now this one kind of jumped up a little bit. So I don't think we had been at 20 before. So I don't know what's going on with fresh threads, if the satisfaction score is going up because we're getting people trained and they're able to provide better customer service. I do see a dip here, but this is not bad. This is good news here. And this one, it just is not there. Yeah, and this one's not either. This is maybe 13, maybe is the max that it gets. I don't know what we're doing here. We might need to reevaluate that business. We can shut it down, but if we shut it down, we're still paying rent on the building, but we might be able, Industry City. I mean, it's got a good traffic index. I mean, that is a good traffic index. We might have to see what else might go in Industry City and see flour cheap. Well, I'm the only one selling flour cheap, and it says it's going up, and yet I have them. Can't sell enough of them. Expensive clothing. Yeah, all of the expensive stuff. And then we're down to hot dog, kebab skewer, pizza's even further down. That's not, I don't know what else to do with that one. So we have some folks off in training today. We have Ryan and Mary Matney off at training today. Both of those are due back at their schedule on Saturday. So we'll have to see what's going on there. Also, there were a number of employees that were not assigned to the HR manager, so I did go ahead and assign all of the HR manager, or all the employees to the HR manager. And by the way, we can actually raise the training. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. And that might get us out of the need to send people to training and take them off of the schedule and so on and so forth. So why is this person dissatisfied? Security guard. I don't think they've started yet. Yeah, worked 0 hours. All right. So that's what we have for Thursday. I don't have anything pressing, I don't think. Clothing we're okay on, I think. We're okay on most stuff, so I don't think we're in danger here of running out of anything. I am going to fast forward through most of Thursday, and we'll see about sending people back to training on Friday. All right, another okay day yesterday. Again, not great, but an okay day. I'm going to run up and grab some. Well, actually, I guess I'm not going to, because they don't open until 10 o'clock. We did have some folks that finished their training, so we took care of that. I no longer need a part-time security guard. We've got some customer service folks that are looking for potential positions, but we have nothing for them at this point. And I'm going to take a look here at Industry City again just to see if there's anything. And there's nothing. There's nothing. I don't know. Maybe we need to figure out what it is that we can do for the clothing expensive and see what we need in order to make it. Let's see. So they need a clothing workstation. They need fabric, expensive. That's all they need is expensive fabric. Where do we get the expensive fabric, though? Maritime Freight Line. Expensive fabric. This would also be where we would get the ability to potentially make, looks like potentially some expensive jewelry, as well as some electronics. That I think is something worth investigating. The problem with this right now would be I don't have another purchasing agent. I don't have enough room to get another purchasing agent employed right now. And I don't have a factory. So all these offices there are smaller than what I currently have. That one is not. That one is not. And neither is that one. So those are all D2s. This is right across the street from my business. 156 a day. And what are we currently paying? 22. Wow. That's a huge difference. 167. 154. 119. Yeah, so almost $100 a month additional. And I'm going to bet things are no cheaper on this side of the map. Yeah. Not particularly. Almost 10 times more than what I'm currently paying. So, yeah. Well, that's 20 times. So I don't think right now we can. Well, that's smaller than what I currently have. And there's no offices over here. There is no offices over here. So I don't think right now doing the expensive clothing, I don't think we can do that. I'd like to, but I just don't think we can do that. All right. So at the end of the day today, I will need to get my employees that are currently in training back onto the schedule. This, you can see they're going to be at 96%. They're going to be at 84% on the training. So we will have increased those two. And then I'll leave it go and the HR manager can train them the rest of the way. I don't think we have anything of major importance today. We we got to figure out what we're going to do with this. I can't imagine. Average daily income is 1,600, and we're probably getting close to paying that for the folks that we're paying here. So we've got to. Yeah, we've got to figure something out there. Um, let's see, fresh buds, $16 an hour, and they're working 40 hours. Now they're only $8 an hour, so that's not that big of a deal. $17 an hour, working 16 hours. 16 hours at $10 an hour. I mean, you start adding that up, and we're not making any money whatsoever. I mean, so we did 3,700 in sales, but then 900 in expenses. I mean, this, and if we take a look, I mean, this is not, I mean, 22.55. That's not sustainable. All right. I'm going to speed through most of Friday. I'll be back toward the end of Friday afternoon so we can get the folks back on the schedule, and then we'll end this episode here. Okay. They finished their training, so we're going to get these folks back on the schedule where they needed to be. Let's see. Mary Matney was with Fresh Threads also. And there's her spot there and her spot there. And did she have any other spots? Wednesday, maybe, huh? All right, that was that one. And then Ryan Rosamond was with Fresh Things. No, Fresh Reds, maybe? Fresh Threads. And he was full time. $34 hours. I'd like to have him at about 40 at least. But that puts him back on the schedule. Security guard, part-time candidate, and that's from our headhunter. They won't be in the office tomorrow, but I don't know if that means that they won't send any candidates through. So I am going to speed the rest of the way through Friday. I'll be back on Saturday. All right, we had a pretty good yesterday. A little bit different than the day before. I need to go get some groceries. I forgot to get groceries yesterday because they don't open until 10. All right, so it does look like maybe, yeah, he sent off another candidate, it looks like. So we're going to hire this person who needed, I think it was fresh buds, I think. Do we, or maybe we don't need a security guard anywhere, huh? Do we not need a security guard anywhere? I thought I had them getting me a security guard. A part-time security guard, but maybe not. Do I not? Is he do? No, he's not doing any recruiting. Okay, well, he's not doing any active recruiting, so we don't need security guards right now. So we're going. Oh, they were from the job board. Okay, both of them were from the job board. All right, we don't need those. There's no point in keeping those. I'm going to get rid of these three because we don't need them anyway. Just to take a look, stock levels are probably good since I didn't get any notification that the deliveries couldn't be made or anything like that. Yeah, stock levels all look good. I will say gifts cheap for some reason is a little low, although we're only selling about 20 a day. I don't know why oh, you know what? I bet I know why. Because this doesn't have, there's not a gifts cheap. Oh, there is. But there's not a minimum stock. That's why. Okay. So that'll be delivered tomorrow. We're not going to sell out, but let's see. Actually, we probably don't even need that. We got what? 20 a day, give or take. So that's 100 in a week. So if we say 150 is in there, so that should be good. All right. That's what the deal was. They do have an order going in. And these we will get on Monday. Yeah, not much to do today either. I'm going to go ahead and I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's end the episode here because we're Saturday morning, not a lot going on, but I don't want to waste any more time. The episode's already long. So if you guys would please like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know how you're liking this. What is the next business we should do? Should we take one over? Try to buy a business? Should we open something new? Where should we open that new thing? Let me know. Comment below. Thanks for watching this. We'll come back and watch the next. We'll see you.